During a career that lasted more than 30 years, Dave Brocky's day job was to travel the world, meet thousands of cool people, and tear the heads off US presidents night after night after night. We're starting on the other side of the border in Sheffield, Massachusetts. This is UFO Monument Park. In 1969, 9-year-old Thomas Reed was crossing this bridge with his mother and grandmother when they witnessed a strange craft flying above them. His family experienced missing time and found themselves rearranged in the vehicle when they came to. The story of Mother Leeds giving birth to a monster is probably apocryphal and politically motivated. But regardless, stories of a monster have persisted in the Pine Barrens for hundreds of years. Just like The Sopranos and those ding-dongs from the Jersey Shore, people in New Jersey like to identify themselves with monsters. The tale of the rogue shark was already being woven when Lester Stillwell went swimming. Lester was 11 years old. He was probably only thinking about how hot it was that day. We were in the middle of a heat wave 107 years later when I headed into New Jersey to check out Tattoo Bob's mural. 2 monuments were erected in 2016 to commemorate the event that made the town famous. That is when Tattoo Bob began planning his mural. He tried several times during the day over the years, but it wasn't until 2020 that he realized what he must do. Bob stashed all his spray paints and a 20-foot ladder ahead of time. He calculated tides and train schedules and determined he had 35 minutes to paint between low tide at 3:40 a.m. and the next passing train. Towards Immortality and Eternal Youth was sculpted by Albert Rose from Verne's death mask and placed in 1907, 2 years after his death. The author is depicted as breaking free from his tomb, shrugging off his death shroud, and raising his hand to the heavens. I ate my sandwich with Jules Verne and headed back to town to catch my train to Paris. Continuing on, I saw the sign I'd been waiting for. A little bluebird pointed me in the right direction up the hill to the town of Willow Creek. Willow Creek is the heart of Bigfoot country. I could feel the cryptozoological history crackling in the air. I took a room at the Bigfoot Motel and got room number 1, right next to the office. Out in the back parking lot, the hotel maintained a working Bigfoot cage should any researcher get very lucky. She picked up stakes and left New England. She bought a small farmhouse on a big empty lot of land in California and began to build. The legend arose in her life that Sarah was cursed by the spirits killed with Winchester rifles. A psychic claimed that continuous construction of the house would keep the ghosts at bay. Construction allegedly persisted 24 hours a day until Sarah's passing. To confuse spirits, Sarah slept in a different bedroom every night, and she had 40 of them. Of all the atrocities witnessed here in Fort Santiago, one man is recognized above all others. He is Jose Protasio Rizal, the Filipino author that became the martyr for the Philippine Revolution. Rizal's novels inspired the people to rise up against the Spanish government. Though Jose Rizal never participated in any violence, the Spanish saw him as such a threat that he was imprisoned and sentenced to death. Rizal spent his final days in a dark cell in Fort Santiago, writing letters to his family and supporters. Jie Naotaka was the second son of the shogun Tokugawa Ieyasu and had distinguished himself in the siege of Osaka in 1615. Naotaka was returning to his home after the victory when he was surprised by a storm and forced to take shelter beneath a large tree. As the storm raged around him, Naotaka noticed Tama the white cat in the distance with his paw raised, as if beckoning. Cats are bringers of good fortune in Japanese culture, and a cat washing its face is said to predict a visitor. As soon as Naotaka left his shelter to see the cat, the tree was destroyed by a bolt of lightning. Naotaka and his retainers followed the cat home into the slipshod temple and its destitute priest. Naotaka enjoyed tea with the priest until the storm passed.
I'll be there.